I mean, I wouldn't say that anyone's figured out an ideal mix. I would say, though, it does seem to be skewed towards commercial operators or big business right now. But commercial operators can also be defined as local food enterprises, which is a good thing. And in that case, we do need more commercial operators if that's how they're defined. Dealing with community gardens, we've seen a lot of support for that. It seems that that is growing. Many cities have a waiting list to get into a community garden. Here in Edmonton, there's over 70 community gardens. Some have waiting lists. The demand seems to be growing and growing for community gardens. So that's definitely something that not only provides physical health benefits, but the research is showing you also get mental benefits from socializing with your neighbors, getting some physical activity, and growing some food. So there's a lot of support for that, and I think community gardens is heading in the right direction. Social enterprise, there's definitely some stuff going on. There could always be more. I think of that along the lines of upward mobility. So say there's a new Canadian comes to town and has some ideas. Many new Canadians have an agricultural background, so it's very natural for them to grow food. So if that can be turned into a social enterprise, it produces some upward mobility effect. But there's no reason why a social enterprise can't turn into a commercial venture at some point, and even a commercial business or a commercial big business. So there is that upward mobility effect that happens. Whether there is a right balance, it's probably site specific, depends on the city. It does seem like we are skewed towards more of a global food system. We're trying to go back to a little bit more of a local. There's always going to be both. So there does seem to be a little bit of a rebalancing. But the ideal mix is sort of anyone's guess. I can give you a couple examples of, to do with social business, social enterprises. In Ontario, there's the Centre for Social Incubation, so they do food businesses, but they also do a number of other businesses. They have a few office locations, and they provide just basic infrastructure, office support, some of those small things that are barriers to entry when people have good ideas. They also have a Toronto Food Business Incubator, which is for serious food businesses to help them scale up. Once they enter, they go through a program, they scale up and hopefully exit and turn into a successful food business. Comparable example in Alberta is the Alberta Food Processing Development Centre. It's in Leduc. I've done a tour of that facility. It's state-of-the-art, similar to the Toronto one, if not better. And they, again, have people enter into the program with a business plan and a little bit of upstart capital. They can share equipment and marketing resources, and then after a few years, they hopefully graduate, buy a facility nearby and hire more staff on their own. Talking about balancing, I think it's good to talk about some new ideas out there around commercial, community gardens, social enterprise, food security, things like that. Right here in Edmonton, we have proposed for the Blatchford City Centre Airport creating agri-hoods. So these are basically neighborhoods that are connected through community gardens, urban agriculture, rooftop gardens, things like that, built right into the neighborhood. So it's sort of the connecting tissue. It realizes that people want to socialize, they want to congregate. A lot of food growing can be done year-round. When it's done in greenhouses, it's not terribly difficult. So that's definitely a promising practice and a Made in Edmonton solution. And we hope that will be built out in the years to come. And another great example of innovation is the waste management facility in Edmonton as the largest compost facility in North America. Little example of it here, but some of the staff members there last year decided to grow food on the compost piles, and they couldn't believe how much food it was producing while it was just sitting there composting, and that food was donated to the local food bank. So I think a lot of ideas like that at the local level can help sort of balance out this mix around food security.